just got done watching Loki Season 2, Episode 2, and this is going to be my full spoiler recap and review for this latest episode. I'm not going to dive into every little detail, but I'm going to give you my pros, my cons, and even some of my worries for this entire season. But thank you so much for clicking on this. If you are new here and you enjoy Marvel, Star Wars, indie, blockbusters, all sorts of things like that, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button for more content like this on a daily basis. And without further ado, make sure to share your thoughts as well and what your theories are for the future of Loki. So, going into this, I didn't love the first episode. I enjoyed it for what it was. Very much felt more of a workplace drama, sci-fi drama of some sorts. And they already had fixed the time slipping thing, so I was kind of like, okay, so what are we doing here? Then we get the post-credit scene of Sylvie, so we knew that going into episode 2, Loki and Sylvie were going to be reunited. It's Loki and Mobius looking for Sylvie, and there's a lot of interesting aspects in this episode. But I still kind of feel the same way from episode 1. It's good, but it's not rocking my socks, blowing my socks off like the first season did, like within the first 2 episodes. And I don't know if it's like a tonal shift where this season, while it feels so grand in scale, very much feels smaller in a lot of avenues. And a lot of it takes place at the TVA. We're exploring more of it, giving a lot of the other characters, like, I don't know, just time to shine. There's just a lot of instances where I'm hoping episode 3, which would be the midpoint of this entire show, really starts to grab me and throw me forward. So with that said, my pros for this is just, as always, Sophie. She is phenomenal in this. And just to kind of give a shout out to Sophia Martino, she is great. And I love seeing where she is at in this show, because when the episode starts, you know, Loki and Mobius, they're popping into like 1977, and that one guy, I think the actor's name is Raphael Cizel. I always mispronounce it. I just know it's the guy from Blind Spotting, and he pretty much has given up his life, like, as a hunter. He became an actor, and I love that whole little thing, and how, like, even going back to the further conversation at McDonald's between Mobius and him, and how they were like, it's elevated horror, my guy. But the entire chase sequence between Mobius and Loki, and him and Loki using his magic, because you can tell how serious he is about Sylvie, was all intense. And, you know, you're jumping back between them, very much trying to figure out, because we know, Loki knows, he knows where Sylvie is. And he is the key to figuring out where some of this is, because in the future, he saw that Sylvie was at the TVA as it was being destroyed. So it leaves this whole undying nature of what the issue is. My guess is that an older variant of Sylvie, I think, will end up being the villain of this entire season. That would be my estimated guess on kind of like why we had seen that in the future. That's just me kind of jumping into my theories. I'm getting a little bit rambled all over the place. But kind of just continuing, if we just want to focus on the rest of it, like B-15 and even, of course, OB and what's going on, they're trying to figure out how to fix the time stream and all this sorts of nature. And honestly, there wasn't enough there for me. Like, it was just like little glimpses to help the overall mission, but nothing too really eye and mind blowing. Like, the biggest thing that I really loved was when B-15 like started noticing that all the different timelines were being bombed and destroyed. Like, it was very heartbreaking to see that, and to say the less, like, you get goosebumps in those moments, because they're trying to do their best to save all these different timelines, because everyone deserves a different chance. And I love that the TVA is shifting more towards that way, but we have other people in there who are corrupt and do not believe that, and are still in their ways, no matter if they know the truth about where they came from and what the TVA is actually about. And I think that entire sequence was great. This episode just kind of felt a little messy in storytelling, I think. And I think that's where I feel a bit off on this show still, is that everything is firing on all cylinders. The performances are incredible. Tom Hiddleston is spectacular in this role. And the action is wonderful. Like, that whole entire action sequence of them going out and taking out the bombing people. Quick, but fun and action-packed. And I loved seeing Owen Wilson get involved in there. The whole entire conversation, there's always this interesting piece to it all. Again, Sylvie and Loki having the conversation outside of McDonald's, and where that kind of leads into. But it really goes forward with me just kind of feeling a little bit still disappointed with what was going on. I'm not like thinking this is a terrible show, but I'm also not blown away. And I think after season one, that's something that I would expect. So just kind of some more little fine tuned things here and there, but nothing big happened. You know, the time streams blew up, all that sorts of thing, but in the grander scheme of things, I don't know if I just went into the season expecting something different after the first season and they're trying to do a more personal tale, which I'm all for. I like the personal stuff, but there's just something that seems off when it comes down to the story, the editing of it, and just some of the pacing of its nature. And for how long these episodes are, I'm cheering for it, but I need a little bit more from the show. So I know I'm sounding like a negative Nancy and all over the place and very rambled with my ideas, but that's kind of how I'm feeling with this entire show. There's so many different little ideas happening, but not enough depth to each and every one of them besides Loki and Sylvie. There's some fun to be had. It's very much more of a workplace drama of any sort of nature, to kind of put it into the easiest of ideas of how to simplistically say about this season. But I'm just walking away from this episode going, not dying to see the next one. So, but I will still be here that day. Thank you so much again for watching this. Make sure to hit that like, subscribe, and leave your thoughts again down below. Are you enjoying this? Do you absolutely disagree with me? Maybe I'm crazy. Let me know down there. Thank you so much again for watching this. And of course, until next time, stay classy.